Hey friend, welcome back to my channel. If you're just joining, my name is Praise Victor and I'm so glad you're here. Now, I have a question for you today. Have you ever wondered why you push away the people you love? Maybe it's your partner or your friend that genuinely cares about you, or maybe it's just someone that really just wants to be close to you and you don't even know why you do this, but you just realize that it gets to a point, like it starts from you guys being acquaintances and friends, and then it gets to a point you realize that, oh wait, I'm having feelings for this person, and then that makes you scared and you just withdraw. Now, if this is you, first off, I want to tell you, you are not broken. There is nothing wrong with you. You are not emotionally damaged, okay? I used to do this in my past relationships, when, just like what I just said, when I realized that, oh wow, I think I like this person, and so I just begin to withdraw. It's either I start putting up fights or intentionally putting up fights, and then I begin to give them the silent treatment, or I just start withdrawing and then I start ghosting them, not because I don't care. And I feel like we do this not because we don't actually care, but because we are scared. We are scared of love. Not exactly like we're scared of like people treating us right, but we are scared of getting our hearts broken, that we end up not even giving ourselves the chance to feel love at all. If I'm being honest, this behavior was actually rooted, for me, it was rooted in a lot of childhood wounds, like emotional wounds, like abandonment, like emotional neglect, like me not feeling safe enough to be vulnerable about what I was going through with anybody. And so it manifested as me just pushing people away and sabotaging relationships even before they became like tangible relationships. Do you understand? I feel like you get me. I can see you nodding your head at this point. So yeah, because love feels risky and you've like spent majority of your life trying to hide, or maybe not even trying, you spent majority of your life hiding, and so the thought of someone else like being so intimate, when I mean intimate now, I am not talking about sex, okay? When it starts to look like you're becoming so intimate with someone emotionally, you guys are connecting, and then the person is being vulnerable with you, and you want to be vulnerable, but you are scared because you've spent your whole life just trying to be on your own, not giving yourself the chance to be in that spotlight where you would like face rejection or face heartbreak. So this can actually feel very terrifying. Very, very terrifying. So you see, I actually understand you. You are not alone. We tell ourselves things like, if I push them away, then they wouldn't have the chance to hurt me, or if they really knew me, like if they understood the kind of this one, I used to tell myself this one, if they really knew me, if they really understood me, the kind of thoughts I have in my head, they'll be so scared because they'll be like, oh my God, that's so dark. And then they'll end up leaving me. They'll just abandon me like everybody else. This was actually rooted in emotional neglect for me from childhood. Or you even tell yourself something like, oh, it's safer to be alone than to be disappointed. Huh? But let's be honest, you actually learned this thing in order for you to protect yourself. It's not because but you and I know that you sincerely actually crave, you just want to be loved, but you are scared. And that fear is making you think that you do not want it. You do. You learned that love is risky. You learned that being open, being vulnerable is risky. And so you shielded yourself up from that. And yes, indeed, this kept you from the possibility of being heartbroken. But it also kept you away from the possibility of you experiencing love at its fullness and its like various expressions, because love is not just shown in one way. There are various ways that somebody can, express love to you, and that, okay, this person loves me. And there are various ways you can also express love to someone else. It's not just about them loving you. You're also supposed to love, okay? In case you are relating to this so much and you're beginning to feel like you've already concluded that something is wrong with you, maybe love is not for you, or maybe relationships are not just for you. Who told you? Why did God not leave Adam alone in the garden? Why did he create Eve if he was not supposed to be in a relationship, relating with anybody? You're not supposed to be in isolation, no. And so you know that you being emotionally closed off is not helping you, because it's like you are dying on the inside and you just want someone to come in, but you are scared that when they come in and see what's really inside, like When I mean inside, like inside your heart or inside your mind, you're scared that when they really see what's inside, that they would go away, that they would leave you. So I made a video some weeks back about why we actually react or why we respond the way we do in relationships, and I'll just link that. I feel like after this video you need to watch that video, because there are so many things that I'm even going to be sharing in this video that is linked to that. So maybe you feel like you're scared of rejection, you're scared of being heartbroken, you're scared of abandonment. Maybe you experienced abandonment or emotional neglect during your childhood. Maybe, of course, there were people around, but you were not emotionally connected to anyone, your parent, your caregiver, even your siblings. But I just want to tell you that love is for you. You are created to love, okay? Love is for you. You are supposed to experience love at its fullest, in its most beautiful expressions, because if not, why did God give you the ability to experience it in the first place? Because you are supposed to experience love. Love is a beautiful thing. I just want to tell you that there is nothing wrong with you. You are not damaged. You are not broken. You are not beyond repair. You are worthy of love. Nobody, just release yourself. It's time. It's time to release yourself. It's time. Let me just share a few tips on how I stopped pushing people away. I mean, I'm still on my healing journey. I'm not perfect yet. I feel like everybody is on their healing journey in this life. We're all healing from something, whether that's heartbreak from a past relationship or even from childhood, right? So we are all healing. We're on a healing journey. But so far, here are the few things that have helped me. The first one I started doing was to actually name what I was feeling, and also not to let my thoughts control me. Now, here's what I mean. When you begin to realize, you get close to the person, you guys are talking, you're vibing, it feels good, it feels nice, all of these things. And then all of a sudden you realize that, oh my God, I think I'm getting emotionally attached to this person. And then you begin to feel fear. Most times it's fear. You need to actually recognize, what exactly are you scared of? Are you scared of rejection? Are you scared of heartbreak? Just ask yourself, what exactly am I afraid of? Like, what do I think would happen? What is the consequence of me opening up to this person? What is the consequence of me coming out of my shell and being vulnerable and being human and connecting deeply on a deep and emotional level with this person? What exactly do I think are the consequences? And are these things actually true? One thing I always tell myself is that thoughts are not facts. So no matter how weighty the thoughts come, I know that, okay, I've gotten to that stage where I'm able to recognize that, okay, this is a thought and this is not a fact. And so because it's a thought, I have the power to say that, no, I am not going to act because of this particular thought that is in my head. Thoughts like, oh, they are going to leave me eventually, or oh, I'm just going to get hurt, or oh, the end result of all relationships is you getting heartbroken, and all of these things. These thoughts, would I say they are valid because of your past experiences, but they are not facts. They are not the truth. And if you're not careful and you begin to believe these thoughts, they begin to show up. They begin to influence the way you show up in the relationship that has not even yet, begun to that particular emotional level that you want it to, but you don't want it to at the same time. I know you understand me. The more you listen to these thoughts, the more you believe these thoughts and you don't correct them, the more you begin to show up this way in your relationships, and you begin to even, the thing about this is that when you start telling yourself that, oh, they are going to leave me, you start looking for ways to ruin the relationship, and then you eventually ruin the relationship, and that now even feeds, it now gives you evidence. It's like the thought is there, but there's no evidence to back it up, and then you yourself create an evidence for you to back up that thought. Do you understand? It doesn't make any sense. It's like you saying, oh, I'm going to get hurt eventually. They have not hurt you. Nothing they have done has hurt you, but because you believe that you are going to get hurt, you end up ruining the relationship, and now you get hurt, and then you now convince yourself that, you see, you said it in the first place that you're going to get hurt. So I would just say that you should learn to pause, learn to be aware, recognize your thoughts. Do not attach your reality to your thoughts. Your thoughts are not reality. They are fleeting. Some might, but thoughts are not facts. It is you that decide whether it's going to become a fact or not. You are so powerful. Do you not see that? Begin to respond from a place of truth and not from a place of fear. This gives you the power to choose connection over self-sabotage and also love over fear. Even the Bible says perfect love casteth out fear. So why are you scared? Why are you scared? There's no fear in love. This is me just telling you that you can gently guide your mind towards that emotional safety that you need. The second thing I'll tell you to do is to learn your patterns. Now, for me, when I begin to realize that, I'm actually, I'm liking this person a whole lot, like, what's happening? I begin to sabotage. There's a pattern. I start withdrawing. It's either maybe before I would reply to your text like almost immediately. I'll take 2 hours, not because I didn't see the text, I saw it. But then I'll take like 2 hours before I reply to your text. And not because I don't want to talk to you, but because I'm trying to control myself, because I'm trying to avoid me getting heartbroken. Do you understand? I know you understand. It's not just me. I can feel it. Like it's oozing off of me that you understand what I'm saying. And so I start to withdraw. Sometimes in the past, it was even very, very terrible. I would start fights. Like I would intentionally begin an argument between the both of us. And then when the argument starts, I would now give you the silent treatment. Like I would ignore you for the longest time and make you feel like you're not important and make you feel like, I can do without you. That's so toxic. I was toxic, and I'm not ashamed to say that I was toxic in the past. Okay, I'm not toxic again. But then you just have to learn the patterns that you fall into whenever you begin to realize that, you are scared. You are beginning to get attached to someone, and then you are scared of actually getting attached. Awareness is always the first step to change. Be aware and begin to correct that. Do you know what I would tell you? The truth is actually that vulnerability is actually the solution to all of this. When you notice that you are getting close to this person and you're really, feeling emotionally attached and all of that, instead of you to be emotionally closed off, tell them what exactly. The worst thing that could happen is that they will tell you, they probably don't feel the same way, and that's fine. You move on, life goes on. What I would tell you to do is to actually open up to the person. Because for you to get emotionally attached to someone, you felt comfortable enough with them to an extent. And so you opening up to the person is not like you're opening up to a stranger, but you are just coming out of your shell and saying, really, what's the worst that could happen? What is really the worst that could happen if I let myself be free and tell this person, hey, I like you. I really like you. I think I'm starting to develop feelings for you, and I don't know where this is going to lead to. All of these things. Spell it out, let the person know, and you see where it goes from there. Another thing I'll tell you to do, which I think is the third thing at this point, is to reparent yourself. Now, sometimes we're actually scared of experiencing love in relationships, not because we don't want to, but because it feels foreign to us. Now, this is for you if you grew up in a home, or if you just grew up in a place where love was not expressed at all, and so love feels foreign. Like, what do you mean you love me? What does that, it's strange. And so because it's strange and foreign to you, the natural response that you would have is for you to withdraw. But to avoid this happening again, to avoid you because you're not used to love, begin to show yourself love, okay? If you're not used to someone showing you love, get used to showing yourself love first before you can get used to, experiencing love from someone else. Because the first response to something that is new to us, to something that is unfamiliar, is for us to avoid it. Not because we don't want to experience it, not because we don't even want to know what it feels like, but because our brain is like, danger, this is unfamiliar territory, we're not used to this, so it's just automatically dangerous, when it's not. So what I'll tell you to do is to begin to show yourself love, okay? Show yourself the love, the comfort, and the emotional safety that you did not experience when you were growing up. I know it sounds cheesy, but self-compassion is the real medicine, okay? Another thing I'll tell you to do is to practice vulnerability in small ways. Now, here's what I mean. Basically, just start with safe people. And like I said already, I've talked about this in the video I recorded some weeks back, which I'll probably link. I'll link it in the description so that you can go check that out. But basically, how you can understand that someone is safe to you and it's okay for you to be vulnerable and open up is when you pay attention to how they make you feel, in the sense that after you have conversation or after you have interaction with them, how do you feel afterwards? Do you feel like, oh, do you feel relieved? Do you feel less burdened? Or do you feel like at first, being vulnerable and opening up to someone in a relationship, whether it's in a close friendship or in a romantic relationship, is always hard. But after you open up, how do you feel? How does the person make you feel? So yes, basically the whole summary of what I'm saying is that you should just practice vulnerability in small ways. I'm not saying you should go ahead and start opening up to everybody. I did not send you message. All I'm just saying is that you don't necessarily have to feel overwhelmed all the time or isolate yourself and withdraw. Sometimes take that bold step. Like I said before, what's the worst that could happen? And then the last thing I would say that you should do, if all of this do not work for you, is go for therapy. I'm not against therapy. Sometimes healing requires safe spaces for us to be able to open up, like just really, really open up in front of a stranger. So yes, baby, you were made to love and be loved, okay? Let yourself experience love. Fly like a bird, be free. You don't have to keep pushing people away to protect yourself, because let's be honest, who are you lying to? Who are you kidding? You're not protecting yourself. You are hurting yourself before they hurt you. It's okay to let love in slowly, gently, at its own pace. You don't have to rush it, but just let love in. And if no one has told you this lately, you are worthy of love, and I love you. Let me be the first person to tell you today, in case nobody has told you since before you started watching this video. I love you. You're worthy of love, and I appreciate you for watching this video to this extent. If you really, really enjoyed this video, don't forget to give it a like, a thumbs up, and also subscribe if you haven't. And I will see you in the next video. But I would advise you go watch the video I talked about on childhood emotional neglect. Do not forget, you are worthy of love. What's the worst that could happen if you really open up to that person? What is the worst? Okay, bye.